Nearly half of every 19th century Major League roster was made up of Irish players. Whether they were born in Ireland or America, baseball was more than a game to these pioneers. It was a way out of the poverty and discrimination faced by the Irish in America.
Most of these immigrants came from rural, agricultural Ireland. And when they came to the United States, they didn't have a lot of the urban industrial technical skills that would serve them well in these new communities. And there was also a big prejudice against them in terms of their religion. They were Catholic. They're trying to make it in the United States. This was supposed to be the land of opportunity, the land where flowing in milk and honey, the land where the streets were paved in gold. None of these expectations were fulfilled for their parents. When professional baseball eventually visits the urban industrial centers where these young kids are being raised, they bring to the game that style of play, which is a microcosm of the struggle for survival.
Their bat-handling experience in sports like hurling and rounders allowed the Irish to quickly learn how to hit a baseball. The Irish would go on to develop their own style of play, based on aggressiveness and strategy, a style known today as small ball.
So here were the offspring of Irish American refugees settling in these cities, playing baseball, and looking at baseball very much like inner city kids today look at basketball as a shortcut vehicle for making the American dream. If they were calling baseball the national pastime by 1859, 1860. So the idea of that association meant that these young men, if they were adept at baseball, would make them Americans, at least culturally, and have that type of acceptance. There was also the element that baseball, as it was developing in the late 1860s, 1870s, was also becoming professional. There was good money to be made.
In all, 40 Irishmen have donned Major League uniforms, while countless other players have come from Irish roots. Among the brightest Irish stars was Cavan's very own Andy Leonard, who batted over 300 while leading the Boston Red Stockings to the National Association title from 1872 to 1875. Then there was hurler and renowned ladiesman Tony Mullane of Cork, who won 30 games or more from 1882 to 1887. And who could forget Patsy Donovan, who hit for a lifetime .301 average while swiping 518 bases. The final Irish-born major leaguer was Joe Cleary. Joseph Christopher Cleary was born on December the 3rd, 1918 in Cork City. Arriving in New York at the age of 8, Cleary knew nothing about America or its national pastime. By the time he left high school, Joe was a highly respected pitcher in the New York semi-pro leagues. He was so well respected that he was signed to a minor league contract by the Washington Senators. Cleary's career was put on hold when he was called into service during World War II. He served admirably until he contracted malaria and was sent home. Upon returning home, Cleary joined the Senators and finally got his chance in the big leagues. On August the 4th, 1945, 26-year-old Joseph Christopher Cleary made his major league debut against the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park. Cleary came out of the bullpen after warming up throughout both games of the doubleheader, logging well over 100 pitches over several hours. Cleary was clearly exhausted, and it showed. He allowed 7 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks in only 1/3 of an inning. Joe was sent back to the minors, where he pitched until 1949, but he never got another chance to pitch in the major leagues. He and his wife Mary raised a family in the Bronx, where Joe worked as a bartender and later owned 2 pubs. From time to time, his friends would joke about Joe's all-time highest ERA, but Joe took it all in stride. He was a proud man, proud that he had made it to the mound at Fenway Park, proud of his service to his country, proud of his Irish roots.